I am publicly calling out this one person who I feel has had an easy ride as of late in both interviews and publicly on OVW Ohio Valley Wrestling, Freya The Slaya. I'm calling you out to come on this very show next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, the 25th of October. I'm calling you out to go on this show to answer the tough questions from the best kept secret person in the world, that is me, because I get the tough answers. And you've had an easy ride on many interviews, and I want to get to the bottom of why you want to slay a certain referee, Jake Cloyd, and hanging out with Aaron Goober, or however you pronounce his name. What is all that about last night on OVW? I want to get to the bottom of this because we need to get the real answers, what the fans want to know, and they can trust me that I'll get the true answers, guaranteed. I hope you accept my offer to come on my show this Tuesday, October 25th at 2 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube. I look forward to hearing from you soon. So, ladies and gents, welcome to another exciting edition of my show here on youtube.com/my name. It's Tuesday, the 25th of October. As you just saw moments ago, I did in fact call out Freya The Slaya to come on this show today. The question is, did she accept? Well, yesterday on my social medias, we announced that she would be on the show today. I got this response on her official Facebook page. I believe it's still there this morning. Calling me out was cute. Can't wait to see what else you got to say. So here's your opportunity, because you have come on the best kept secret on YouTube and the most talked about show. So please welcome along Freya The Slaya, live from her car somewhere in Kentucky.
Yes, hello.
Hello. Nice to meet you at last.
Yes, nice to meet you too. I'm very curious to what you have to say.
Well, we'll get into that, but firstly, I want to say thank you for coming on the show. I don't know if you usually get invitations in a public manner, but we appreciate your time today.
No problem.
No problem. As you know, recently we had Al Snow, your boss, on the show. Did you? I did see you share some of the clips about my episode with Al Snow. So firstly, what did you think of those thoughts of Al Snow, and do you think that's in the pipeline anytime soon?
I mean, it all just depends. Who knows? In wrestling, you have to know that things always change, and just when you expect one thing to happen, the complete opposite happens. So I'm just ready for whatever comes my way and whoever comes my way.
Right, okay, because Al Snow kinda, said it might happen, it might not happen, it might happen, it might not happen, and then I suggested if it does happen, it should happen right here in the best city in the world, better than Kentucky, better than Alaska, better than anywhere else, Manchester, UK. So I hope to see you here in Manchester in the flesh, as your many fans called me out yesterday by saying that you should slam me. Well, I'm like, well, I'm in the UK because I don't want to be the one who just slam you, because I think you'd be more scared of me than the opposite way around.
It's very easy to say from thousands of miles away.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. So until we meet in person, it's probably never. I can say whatever I like, and you can't do nothing about it. Or can you, I guess?
I guess if I told you, you would see it coming. So
yeah,
we'll just leave it at you never know.
You never know indeed. Yes, you never know. What do you think? Because, at the time I interviewed Al Snow, you were suspended, which was fantastic news because you deserve to be suspended. I think you were suspended like maybe 2 weeks or something like that. I thought it'd be much longer than that. I thought it'd be a few months. People forget who you are. You come back, and people might cheer for you. But you came back in a matter of 2 weeks, and you go back to your old antics again. Do Did you enjoy being suspended?
It was a nice break, but I'm not sure what you mean back to my old antics. I didn't throw anyone, didn't touch anyone. So what did I do when I came back?
Yeah. Oh, sorry?
Oh, so I'm just curious you said I was back to my old antics. But when I came back, I didn't do anything. Didn't interrupt anyone's matches.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Her match was over.
It doesn't matter. She was having a great moment, and you came out to spoil the moment.
To be fair, Jake was spoiling the show earlier by picketing with signs trying to get me permanently fired. Yeah. So maybe, if he wants to start something and he wants to take the shine off of the match he's refereeing and focus on me, who am I to not come out and defend myself?
Well, basically, Jake probably took all day, maybe weeks to prepare that sign, and that sign was fantastic, by the way, because it showed the truth. Nobody has been able to stand up to you, unlike Jake has in recent weeks. You picked the wrong person to mess with, I'll tell you that for sure. But before we get into that more, though, I want to hear about you growing up in Alaska. It's a very cold place to come from. I'm surprised when you got the call to go to Louisville, Kentucky, you were over the moon because it's not as cold down in Kentucky than it is in Alaska, I bet. So, how was life growing up in Alaska?
Like you said, very cold, very different than down here. I don't know. It's hard to explain to people. It really is like being from a completely different society, and it almost feels like being from a different country, just because whenever people visit, they're like, wow, things really are so different up there.
Fair enough. And and then one day, I'm guessing, after doing loads of as many shows as you can in Alaska and the surrounding states, you get that call from one of the most talked about companies in the world, OVW. What was that moment like for you when you got that phone call?
That's not quite how it worked. I was actually in Las Vegas living at the time and wrestling out of there. And so I wasn't in Alaska. At that point, I was wrestling all over the West Coast.
Yeah.
And so I then got asked to do OVW and tried. And it was great, but I was only there last summer for 2 weeks and then broke my collarbone and had to get a big extensive surgery, and then was back up in Alaska for a few months. So I've only been back at OVW full time for almost exactly a year at this point.
Yeah. And what a crazy year it's been for you, causing antics and bullying people, as I would say, and you may have a different opinion to that, as I'm sure you will. But that's how you've been described by many people within OVW. I've got many sources within OVW who will back me up on that claim. Do you call yourself a bully? Do you class yourself as a bully in OVW? Have you got many friends in OVW who will back you up if you go into any trouble?
Of course I do. And really, I think people just like to call someone a bully when they can't hang. We're professional wrestlers. We fight for a living.
Yes.
So if you can't handle it and you want to complain and call someone a bully, maybe you need to find a different career.
Okay. I can see your point there.
I don't know, because once you get in the ring with someone,
yeah,
right, they have signed a contract. You've signed a contract.
Uh-huh.
You could legally do almost anything to them in that ring, right? Maybe
Correct.
You'll get disqualified out of the match. But if you accidentally killed someone, you would not go to jail because they have signed a waiver.
True.
So how can you bully someone when what you do is a full contact sport?
Well, it's the way you go about your business outside of the ring to get these matches to begin with, by bullying referees and staff members and other personalities and other stars.
I'm pretty sure the last time those referees actually interrupted me. I was in the ring ready for a match, and they 3-on-1, 3 grown men came and encountered me. It's not really my fault that I had to defend myself. So who's bullying who?
Well
3-on-1 does not seem like very fair odds.
Well, speaking about that 3-on-1, I've got the video here. We're showing it right now live. We are seeing the moment of when you are grabbing Jake after you've thrown the other 2 guys out of the way. Why did you go back after Jake again and chokeslam him for a second time?
Because he was clearly the ringleader of that. You could call him the lead bully of that situation.
Okay,
He went
okay.
and he went and found two other people to back him up to try to confront me. That
Right.
sounds like bullying to me.
Right, okay, but now one of the people in that video who's not pictured in this particular on the clip I showed, you were hanging out with that person last Thursday during OVW. Aaron Garber, whatever his name is, doesn't matter.
Hmm.
But you went bowling with him and all this nonsense.
See,
Why?
so really, if Aaron and I are still friends and Jake was trying to turn him against me, who's bullying who?
Well, I can agree with that argument. If that was the truth, and if that is the truth, then I can understand. Yes, Jake is trying to get Aaron back on his side, but he's feeling sorry for him because you already screwed him once. Who said you're going to do it again for a second time?
Literally, I'm sure nobody's perfect, right? Every relationship has ups and downs.
Right,
Just
okay.
everybody's aren't broadcast on television. So just because you can see my private life
Right.
on TV doesn't make it any different than anybody else's.
Right, okay. Well, I'm just going to say this for the record. I think you're using him to get some kind of advantage. Maybe you want him to referee your match this coming Saturday, perhaps. I'm not sure. But
Is it any different how you're using me on your podcast to get more views?
no,
Aren't we
it's
all
not.
using everybody?
No, it's not. No, it's not. I invite you on this show because you are, one of a kind athlete. You are an athlete. There's no disagreeing about that. You've wrestled in many different states across the US and hopefully around the world in years to come. But there's some things you've done which are very questionable. And, we want answers to those, questionable things. And we're getting some right now. So I'm liking this conversation. So also, I want to show the viewers this other video. I hope I got this right. Let's have a look. I did show it before. Yes. So now the other week you were flirting backstage with Jake about him calling the match how you wanted to see it. Of course, you lost the match by a small package, and after the match, which we just saw, then you chokeslammed him out cold. This what started the whole situation between yourself and Jake, and that led to your suspension. And I'm guessing you blame Jake for being suspended because, as he said, and I quote, he's tight with Al Snow. When I asked that question to Al Snow a few weeks ago, Al Snow said that he is not tight with Jake Cloyd at all. You think that's a little bollocks or baloney, how you want to say it. Do you agree with that statement by Al Snow, or do you have a different opinion? And do you think Al Snow is a part of the witch hunt against you?
No, I do not think so. And so if Jake was already caught lying, calling the boss someone he was close with, couldn't he have also been lying about the circumstances that led to he and I's confrontation?
Perhaps.
So maybe there's more to it.
Perhaps, but, he was doing his job. He called the match down the middle. Unfortunately, you lost, and you took your anger out on Jake Cloyd with your very good choke slam. And, you put him down for the night. You kind of gave us a spoiler before it happened, before the match.
I mean, you could see it that way, but
Yeah.
you could also say, maybe he had a sore back and I was just helping him with some amateur chiropractics. You never know.
Hilarious. Okay. Let's talk about your match coming up this Saturday night on pay-per-view on Fight TV. You interrupted her, was it not last week, the week before last, when you made your return, which I thought was very soon. I thought you'd be out for months, as I said before. What made you to interrupt her particular match than does any other woman's match on the night?
Well, it had nothing to do with her. Like I said, I was trying to call out Jake, who I had just found out, had been trying to get me fired. And if you're going to take money out of my pocket and you're going to try to disrupt my livelihood, then why wouldn't I go to your job and disrupt you?
I can understand that. But Jake was just wanted to make a point that he's not going to lie down over this issue, and he wanted something done about it. So he made a great sign. I thought the sign was great, and if there was a petition.
Well, maybe he thinks he's so close with Al Snow, and he thinks that, and you think I should have been, suspended for longer. But really, Al didn't think that, and he's the boss.
He is the boss, yeah.
So maybe Jake's wrong, maybe you're wrong. And maybe, Al understood. I'm sure he has been in similar situations where if someone tried to steal money from him and his family, that he would do whatever it takes.
No.
Even if that means fight a referee.
No. What I told Al Snow was when you got suspended, I said to him that you might regret suspended you, okay, because the week after the ratings might go downhill because without your presence. And that exactly must have happened because the week after you came back and interrupted a fantastic show, and I'm guessing the ratings were through the roof when you returned, and your fans were very much supporting you as always, and very much hating anybody who disagreed with your opinions, like myself yesterday.
I mean, if they're a fan of mine, they're clearly very intelligent people, and so who am I to argue with them?
Or maybe they're just very idiotic people in the world who are supporting the one
I don't know. I don't know how many fans I have from the UK, so I'm not sure.
Well, I'm not talking about the UK, I'm not talking about anywhere in the world where you have fans watching you and liking your support, and sometimes they might be a bit a bit foolish for agreeing with all your opinions you do, but and all the actions you take, but and I remember the Q&A you did a few weeks ago as well prior to being suspended, and a lot of people were very supportive of you, weren't they? Were you surprised by the amount of people wanted you to kick Jake's ass?
No, I think they see Jake for who he is. Someone who could not cut it as a wrestler, right, and is now a referee and is trying to take out his frustration at his current job on me.
Okay, well, I don't know what his current job is. I don't know what his current job is, but you can tell us if you want to. Okay, referee, okay.
I'm saying he couldn't cut it as a wrestler. Now he's a referee. And he's, you could say he's salty about it. So if he wants to try to now get me fired because he's jealous because he can't be a referee, that's not my fault.
Understandable. And did you agree with all your fans who wrote about kicking his ass and all the different scenarios and different options they gave you? And are you thinking of doing anything to Jake if you get your hands on him again, maybe this Saturday night?
I mean, really, I don't plan anything. It just depends what the situation is. Wow. When I showed back up, very excited to be back at OVW, I didn't expect to see him picketing. He got what he wanted. I was suspended. You'd think he'd be happy, but no, that wasn't enough for him. So then he has to make signs and try to get me fired. So really, I think he's the one who continued the situation. It could have been water under the bridge when I got back. But no, he continued to be in my business even after he got what he asked for from Al. So at this point, whatever he gets, he's probably has it coming.
Right, okay. And let's speak about this. Do you think that he should be suspended and not you in the first place?
No, if he wants to show up and get in my face, he can reap whatever consequences he gets as a result of that.
And will you be running off to Al Snow afterwards to time that, let's say, he interfered in your match on Saturday night and he cost you the match or something like that? Would you go running to Al Snow and get him suspended if that was the case?
No. I'm more a hands-on person. I would take care of it myself.
Even if Al Snow comes up to you and says, you want me to suspend him or fire him, you will say, nope, I've got this. I want to handle this.
Yes. That's exactly what I would say.
Okay, I can understand
No, I'm not. I'm not quite a coward as he is, going behind people's back trying to get them fired.
Gotcha. Fair enough. And lucky for you, we do have, because again, he's a friend of the show, obviously. I was asked from Jake to ask you a couple of questions on his behalf, if you're okay with that.
Sure.
Okay, so number one, he wants to know, do you have any respect for authority?
Whose authority?
His authority. I'm guessing his authority, or just general authority in general from other referees and probably other management at OVW.
Management at OVW, yes. Jake, no. Has proven he has no authority, is quite a coward, can't handle his own business. So no. Yes and no.
Okay.
Authority in general, sure. If they're worthy of being in charge. Jake's authority, no.
Right, okay. Because you don't think you can handle himself doing calling matches down the middle then?
No, no, certainly not. I think he would let his emotions get in the way, which is clearly what he's been doing week after week.
So do you think he has a fling for you then?
That would really explain a lot.
Because
I have no clue. That would really explain why he keeps getting involved in my business even after he got what he wanted with my suspension. So maybe that would explain it all. And he's just, did you ever think of that? That he is purposely calling me out like a little boy on a schoolyard, picking on a girl, trying to get them to play with him.
Well, I was thinking more like what I told my guest on Friday was more like that. I think there's a thing going between you two behind the scenes. I think you two are, I think he's in love with you, or vice versa, and that you want to express this love affair on national TV. That's my opinion. That's what my speculation is. That's what I thought on Friday with my guest. It's a good observation, I would say. What do you think about that? Would you agree with that observation? Do you think there's a some kind of love angle going on here between you and Jake, or even Jake with you?
No, you could not be farther from the truth. I don't know what's going on his side. But from my side, there's nothing going on between he and I, other than me defending myself when he tries to get me fired.
And I'm guessing you didn't like that he hid behind a woman to keep you away from him the other week on Thursday. It was quite hilarious, I thought. That
really tells you everything you need to know about him. First, he tried to hide behind 2 male referees. Now he's hiding behind a small woman. I mean, really, how could anyone be attracted to that? Coward? Someone who's scared and hides behind other people instead of handling their own business?
well, I'm going to give my opinion about that. But the other question he wants to know, and this is the first time I ever get to say this.
Wait, you know what? I have a question for him.
Go on.
Why is he asking questions through you? Is this just another example of his cowardice?
It's because he's a good friend of the show. I can't disappoint.
I also think he's just scared.
No, he's not
scared.
He's
hiding behind Haley. He's hiding behind referees. Now he's hiding behind you. It's easy to call someone a bully when they will handle things themselves, person to person. But
you can pull him up. You can pull him up. You can pull him up this week. This coming Saturday night on OVW pay-per-view. You can ask him, why did you ask me to ask you these questions? But the other question I want to know, well, I don't know, but Jake wants to know through me and on my behalf, which I get to say for the first time ever on this show. So please don't be offended by this. It has not come from me. This has come directly from Jake. Okay, are you ready for it?
Sure.
Okay, so he wants to know, how often do you get Botox? Because that ass isn't real.
Does he know what Botox is? That doesn't even make sense. Botox doesn't even go in your butt. But okay. He just sounds like now he's just trying to be rude, because that question doesn't even actually make sense and isn't even medically possible.
Well, that's what he wanted to know, and I'm sure you will like your response for that. And do you think he has Botox? Do you think he takes Botox or anything like that?
I honestly don't think about him very often, other than when he keeps getting in my way. So no, I really don't think about what he's injecting or not injecting into his body. I wish it would be common sense, though, because then maybe he'd leave me alone.
Fair enough. Well, at least now I can close that up, and he can be happy with that. We've asked those questions on his behalf, and you give him answers at least.
But I'd actually have a follow-up question when you're speaking at him. Speaking to him.
Well, I don't know about
that.
Why
is he staring at my ass when he's supposed to be refereeing?
I can ask him that for you, I guess. I don't
know. Because you'd think if he's calling it down the middle, perfectly fair. Why is he so concerned about my butt? That's his big question.
That was his
about second. My physical appearance when he's supposed to be doing his job. Maybe he does need to be suspended, because I saw him grabbing onto Haley, wouldn't let go. Someone could say that was a little inappropriate, right? You're not supposed to lay hands on referees or on wrestlers, right?
Well, I don't know.
He himself did not like getting touched by a referee, or by a wrestler, but now he's grabbing onto a wrestler, and now he's making comments about my physical appearance. Maybe he does need to be suspended.
Well, I don't know about that, and you might speak to Jake before I do because he's a bit I don't speak to him that often, so I can try and pass the message on to Jake. I can just clip this and send it to him, but you might see him before I get the chance to speak to him. So I guess we'll have to find out who gets there first. But speaking about your comments, Haley, he didn't grab constantly onto Haley. He just pushed in front of him to you, and Haley didn't mind doing that. She was saying to him, "I got this."
She yelled at him multiple times.
Yeah, saying, "I got this. I got this. Relax. She's gonna get you. I've got this." And that's what she did. She had it. She was talking to you. She trash talked to you. I was hoping you may have given her a choke slam, but you didn't do so, and you just walked out the ring as a coward would do, without doing any attacking to her. So what was all that about? Why didn't you, choke slam her? Or something, because she was trash talking to you.
My problem had nothing to do with her. He was just using her as a human shield. I was there just to confront him.
Right.
And maybe being suspended, I learned my lesson. Who knows? Right? Nobody got illegally choke slammed. Just tried to speak to Jake. He wanted to hide behind a girl.
Yeah, it's very true.
There's nothing more I could do.
No, there's nothing more than you can do, but if you do get an opportunity to face Jake in a match, or even, get him again on one-on-one, are you hoping to do more than just choke slam him?
If we have a sanctioned match together, I cannot be held responsible for what I do to him. That's all I have to say.
But he might surprise you. He might come back at you and surprise you, though.
If he's hiding behind Haley, I highly doubt he will surprise me.
Well, we have to see what happens, because if that match happened in the UK, then I make sure to help Jake out as much as I can.
Well, if you would like to fly us there, I'm sure we would be happy to wrestle there.
Well, I don't know if I can say this publicly, but I would love to see Jake here in the UK. So if we could somehow work out you coming to the UK as well, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Very open. I would actually love to wrestle out of the United States.
Yeah, because I want to know where in the world you would love to wrestle in, which you haven't had a chance to yet, obviously. But, have you got any certain countries where you would love to wrestle in front of?
I've actually always wanted to wrestle in both Japan and Mexico.
That's cool. Well, hopefully you get the chance to next year, or even, hopefully before that. But, because what are your goals for next year?
Hard to say, but I think one of my main goals is to get back the OVW women's title.
Okay.
I think that would be at the top of my list.
Well, I know in another show you did recently, well, not recently, back in August, you wanted to do an all women's show in Alaska, I believe. And how is that going? Have you made any progress with that?
Oh, no. I'm actually selling the house I own in Alaska. And so I don't know how soon I will be back there. I would still love if that would happen, but I don't think I will probably be the person to make that happen, at least not right away. But
that's a shame.
I think it would be amazing. For a state that doesn't get a lot of wrestling, I think people would really love it.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I thought it was a great idea you proposed, and I hope you get to go ahead with it, and hopefully you can bring Jake into referee, and hopefully have things planned out by then, if you decide to do that one day. But you mentioned the UK. Have you got any particular places in the UK you want to go to? Try any UK food or drinks?
I like traveling, so I would love to go to the UK. I haven't been to, let's see, I was in London when I was a baby, but that was it. And so I would love to go back as an adult and actually have some memories.
Yeah, no, don't blame you there. Go to sightseeing, go to do Big Ben and the Rio and all that business, and you ever come up to pop up to Manchester where the Wheel Slayer lives. Because we get all types of weather all in one day, unlike Alaska, I bet, or even Kentucky.
No, Kentucky actually has some of the least predictable weather. Since I've been here, you could get snow, sun, rain, a hurricane warning all in one day.
Well, you'll love it here in Manchester then, because you can expect all those type of weathers right here in Manchester, UK in one day. Or even 1 week could be snowing, the week after it'd be a nice warm hot heat wave.
Yep, that actually is very similar to Kentucky.
There you go. You'll fit right here in Manchester, UK, Freya. But as we say, all good things must start to happen, and you need to get yourself over here. And is that one of your goals for next year then as well?
Yes, I mean I'm so happy to wrestle at new places, new states, new countries, and so if people want to reach out and bring me into these different places, I would love that.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Of course, you're fighting twice. You're fighting on Friday night and on Saturday night. How far is the distance from where you're fighting on Friday night to Saturday night? Because I know you're going out of state, aren't you, on Friday night?
Yes, actually, so I'll be at OVW on Thursday in
Right.
Louisville, and then I'll be in Chicago on Friday, which is about, depending on traffic, 5, 6 hours
Oh
away,
wow,
and then I'll come back the next day for the OVW pay-per-view.
crikey! It means you get to see Jake's face possibly twice this coming week. I'm sure he'd be very happy with that.
I'm sure if he's not too scared, I'll probably see him a couple times this week.
What can we expect to see you on Thursday night then? Are you going to be carrying on your love angle with Aaron, or are we going to see some confrontation between yourself and
Angle.
Haley?
There's no love angle. We're just real, genuine friends.
Right. And
No angle.
did you learn anything new at bowling? Because I think you've been to bowling many times before, but you felt a bit, what's the word? A bit sad for Aaron, so you decided to say that this is my first time
Oh,
here at
I'm
bowling.
not a good bowler. Aaron is clearly the expert when it comes to bowling. He had all of his own equipment with him. Bowling is definitely his thing. And that's why I took him, because we're such good friends.
Right, okay. Would you ever take Jake out to bowling?
No,
Never?
not
Okay.
a chance.
Okay. Well, what can we expect to see from you Thursday night and on OVW Free on Fight TV, obviously at 7 p.m. Eastern, midnight our time. So on Friday morning, in the early hours of Friday morning here in the UK. What can we expect to see? What will happen on Thursday/Friday night for us on OVW?
You know what? I have no clue. We're doing a Halloween themed show, so I think anything could happen.
Are you dressing up?
We'll see. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided if I'm dressing up yet, Thursday or Saturday.
Right. Okay. Cause
So we'll find out.
I seen on the day when I posted about probably in my show, you were asking questions about what you should dress up as Halloween. Somebody mentioned about dressing up as Jake. I mean, it'd be hilarious if he did so. I can't remember what the other suggestions were, but any other great suggestions you're gonna take under your hat?
I think I'll keep it a surprise. I'm not sure yet.
Okay. We look forward to seeing that. The Queen has spoken regarding that. Let's see. So, dream opponents, and who you want to face in the next year?
I don't think I have any specific people that I am looking forward to face. I just, whoever wants to get in the ring across from me, they can get it. I'm an equal opportunity slayer.
I think yourself and Mickey Knuckles will be a great match for sure.
That would be very fun. I would definitely like that.
Yeah, I think Mickey Knuckles might have your number though.
Maybe.
But we'll find
I
out.
don't know.
Now you mentioned as well before about if people want to contact you to book you, etc. How can they do so? Because we got your social media on the screen here. We've been showing it often on the show. So according to on Facebook, Freya Slays on Facebook, which is facebook.com/Freya Slays. Twitter, Freya_the_Slayer. And of course, on Instagram, it's Freya.the.Slayer.
Yep, I'm pretty easy to find. And so any of those would be a great way to get a hold of me if you're looking to book me or trying to buy merch, anything like that. I'm pretty easy to find. And then, like you said, every Thursday, live on Fight TV at OVW.
Yep, free on Thursday nights, but this Saturday night there's a special pay-per-view. I believe the price was $14.99, as Al Snow said to me a few weeks ago. That's
Yep.
$14.99. I think that would be £14.99, 99p over here, not cents. We don't do cents in this country, thank God. But I mean, any outgoing comments you want to give as well? Someone's just mentioned about that they tried to message you through Facebook, but you've not got back to them in a few weeks.
Sorry, what?
Someone wrote to us about that they've reached out to you on Facebook a few weeks ago, but they've not heard nothing back. So hopefully,
Was it about a wrestling show?
Yeah, apparently it's like some sponsorship type thing.
I'll have to look. I mean, it depends. If you have a profile that looks like it could be suspicious, sometimes it goes into spam, so you just never know. I mean, the Slayer's life is very busy, and so.
Fair enough.
Oh, and if it was about a sponsorship to Slam Jake, well, if that's who you're talking about, that's not on me. You'd have to talk to Al Snow about that.
Right, okay. Well, thank you for publicly mentioning about that particularly. I don't know why you mentioned that particularly. But did someone actually ask you to slam Jake particularly?
They did. I get requests for it all the time. And so if I was really a bully, the poor man would not be walking still. He is alive and well.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, have you got any outgoing comments you want to give? Did you enjoy my tough questions to you this evening?
No, nothing specific. Just, watch OVW, check it out. Let me know what you think. And if you want to see me slam Jake again, let me know. I will take it under consideration.
But you have to speak to OVW though, because as you just said a moment ago, Freya does not take sponsorships, not even paid sponsorships to bump anybody.
Well, I mean, you can't sponsor me for a show that I'm getting paid to do. That you'd have to do that sponsorship through the company. See, I'm a very by the book.
Right, okay, fair enough, because I thought you said that I do take sponsorships on other shows, not OVW, because of the way it's set up and whatnot. That's what I thought you were going to say, but that's fair enough. So no, it's been a pleasure, Freya. Hopefully as bad as you thought it was going to be, and I hope you enjoyed all my discussions with you, and I'm hoping you'll come back on the show again.
Yes, we'll see how things go with Jake. Maybe we'll have more to talk about in the future.
Maybe you can persuade Jake to come on this very show, because I've asked him to come on the show several times, and let
me guess. He hid behind his computer screen and wouldn't talk to you. Let me guess. Not surprised.
He actually just kind of ignored
made
the message.
excuses.
He ignored the message. Yeah, don't know why. Yeah, so we want him on the show. He's a friend of the show. He's a friend of the show, so he needs to come on. Maybe he thinks I'm not real. Maybe.
Who knows? Hard to say, but maybe he will, maybe he won't.
Yeah. What do you think his odds are?
Honestly, I have no clue. I think if he's not answering, it sounds like he's scared because he's got nothing to defend himself with. But I've got to get going to the gym. But thank you for talking to me. I have to go prepare for this weekend.
Yes, don't blame you there. And I hope I don't call you back out again to get you back on the show again. So enjoy your gym time, enjoy your Thursday night, and enjoy Saturday night. We'll be tuning in for definitely.
Thank you, I will.
You're very welcome. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to like it, share it around to your friends, tell them about Freya the Slaya. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Did you enjoy my questions? Did you not like my questions? Did you not like Jake's questions? Did you not like Freya's answers? Let me all know in the comment section below. You can like me on Facebook, Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram. My links are there. We're also on TikTok. We're also on Snapchat. We're everywhere. Any social media, we're there. I don't think Freya does TikTok though, so fair dues. She's probably a busy lady. But until the next episode drops, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night, and don't forget to subscribe, because we've got over 190 subscribers here, only on the Best Kept Secret on YouTube, where you don't know who may come on the show next after this. Goodbye for now.